Yeah, I mean, well, first off, I got to give the defense a ton of credit for stopping them there. I mean, I came off the sideline after the drive before, and was a little disappointed that we weren't able to do a little more with it. But they did a great job of holding them, and then you get a chance to go down and win the game there, and that's really all you can ask for in a game like that. We knew it was going to be back and forth all day, and that's a great football team, and we were happy that we were able to make enough plays on that drive and then have Ryan finish off the kick for us.
Chris, like at the start of the game, maybe a little bit, wouldn't say overwhelmed, but you were obviously, it looked like you were playing the best defense, against the best defense you played all year. Seems like after that you softened them up a little bit. Was there anything that went on there, or was it just kind of getting used to this game?
Yeah, I mean, in the first part of games recently, we've been hitting a lot of big plays and stuff, and that just wasn't the case today. And I mean, that's fine. So sometimes you're just not going to be able to do that early on. And I think we did a good job of settling in nicely after those first couple drives. Didn't get much going on and settled into the game. And like I said, we knew it was going to be back and forth all day. And so we just continued to take it play by play. That's what we kept saying today, is one play at a time and not get too high, not get too low, and ended up working out.
Obviously, you found Shamar a couple times today. Was there a part of the game plan or anything where you thought you might have some opportunities? Were there any other factors involved other than you found him open a lot?
They play kind of a unique defense, and we knew we were going to have some opportunities to get some guys open on stuff like where I was hitting him, and he did a great job. I got to give him a ton of credit. I mean, they play a ton of man-to-man, and that puts a lot of stress on the receivers to get open. And so, he was doing the hard part, and I was just throwing him the ball. So, I mean, he did a great job getting open, and not only him, but there were some other guys that made some really big plays too today. So, really proud of those guys and happy for them.
Ryan, what did you think getting out there, your first taste of that kind of an atmosphere here, homecoming and everything, saw that crowd? What did you think going out there?
Honestly, it went by so fast that I really didn't have time to think about it, really. We practiced that a lot, and offense did a great job getting me in position, and just didn't really think about it too much.
Until after it was through. Then.
Right. And then my emotion kind of took over a little bit.
What did it feel like when you saw it go through?
It was just kind of an exciting feeling of just kind of the whole, my whole college career of never, really getting my opportunity, and now finally getting the opportunity here and just making the most of it really meant a lot to me.
Chris, this is 2 weeks in a row now where you were in close games at the end of games, and last year it went the other direction, and now it seems to be going. This is 2 weeks in a row it's gone back your direction. Is this definitely a sign that this team's different?
We don't really think about last season a lot, but I think when we get into positions like that, we're comfortable being in close games. I mean, the first couple games, we had some big leads, and last couple games it ended up being a little closer. And I don't think anyone was panicking. I think we all felt comfortable where we were, getting an opportunity. And like I said, the defense did a great job buckling down there at the end. And then when the offense gets an opportunity to go out and move the football, and we feel comfortable. No one's trying to do too much or anything like that, and everyone's just staying in their role and taking it play by play.
Lamar, it looked like you were catching everything in stride today, and it was just a great all-around game for you. What were your thoughts?
During the week, we knew what kind of defense they were. There's a physical, solid, well-coached defense, and it just came down to winning one-on-one matchups. And I think us as an offensive unit and as a core receiving core, we did pretty good.
Darren, it seemed like you were able to put pretty consistent pressure on him today.
That all starts with the play calls and how we schemed them up, and the positions that coaches put us in really let us get in his face a lot. Even if we weren't getting home, we were in his face, altering the throw, getting in his head, like, I got to get this off. His timer was getting shorter, and you saw that all throughout the second half where he was just a little bit airing balls, just not on the money. We weren't getting home, but that's still big plays for us.
Were you holding your breath a little bit after they called you for targeting?
I didn't even know it was targeting till they told us to go to the sideline. And then I was just I didn't really remember it. I watched it on the big board, and I did put my head down a little bit, but I hit him more in the chest. But the thing is, I busted the assignment on that anyway. But I was supposed to do something else, but we'll get that fixed.
It could get even worse.
Danny, what's made this defense so much more improved this year?
Preparing better during the week. Taking what the coach giving us and going out there and execute it every week, every day, and that's what makes us a better defense this year.
What were some of the specific challenges involved in keeping this team from doing what they did last week? I mean, they scored some points today, but it wasn't like they took over, a whole half of football and had the ball for a whole half.
Main thing is we just needed to get off the field on third down, get the ball back to our offense, let them control the game a little bit. And we did that at some moments. Some moments we kind of gave up big third downs. But yeah, going in, we have to execute at a higher level than our opponent and make sure like we win on third downs, and we talk about that consistently. So that's our main goal, just winning, basically. So yeah.
Chris, at 5-0, what's gone into this? What's gone into the start of this season?
I mean, so much. I mean, it starts back in spring ball. I mean, offensively, we talked about adding a ton of stuff. I know our defense changed up a lot of the stuff they were doing too. I mean, we go against them every day in practice. So, I guess just continuing to push each other every single day and, through camp. And the biggest thing is just every single day taking the mentality at practice that we got to get better. And I think that's something that we've done a good job of, is coming in and bringing a high level of intensity to practice, which helps us translate it to games much easier. So I think that's been a really big thing that I've noticed, at least offensively, and I know defensively as well, that we've been really intense in practice and just with the mindset that we got to get better every day. We cannot take a single day for granted, and it's helped us out a lot.
Any final questions for the players?
Ishmar, you've been here a while. What was it feel like to beat a team like this in this situation with the crowd full?
Oh man, it felt amazing. To come out here and win in front of our crowd, being with them being 4-0, going to 5-0 on D-Day, it's pretty amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You can.
Happy D-Days, just say this. I think, that's a character win for our football team. Couldn't be prouder of our guys, the way that they battled. That's a really good football team we beat. And our guys played hard from the opening kickoff to the final play. And that's what you have to do to beat a team of that caliber.
Their defense didn't allow your offense to do much in the second half, but you just mustered up enough for the drive to get in position for that winning field goal.
Yeah, and their defense is really good. And as they've shown during the course of the year, I mean, they can choke teams out. And the thing that happened in the second half, quite frankly, is we make the big play, build the lead, and then we had 2 or 3 drives in a row where actually, I thought we moved the ball okay, but we got ourselves off schedule. And some of that was penalty. We had a lot of penalties today that ended up being negative plays offensively, and they're not a good defense from a standpoint of being able to play from behind the sticks. And so I think, we got a little bit out of rhythm there. Certainly had an opportunity there after the fake punt to put some points on the board there. And, we again, penalties took us out of that series. But that, I think, was one of the things that I'm most proud of is our guys, even though we went through that adversity, we came in at the end, got them punted down in the hole there, great defensive stop, and a really nice offensive drive to position ourselves for the game-winning field goal.
What did you guys do in that, the final YSU drive, 2:20, and you're able to get them to go 7 yards in the other direction?
Ask that again.
What did you guys do, on that last YSU drive where they went 7 yards in the other direction, around 2
Yeah.
minutes?
Well, I'm not sure, we did much different. They ran the football. We loaded the box up and had some guys make tackles. And our defense I think gets a lot of credit today. They bent a little bit at times, but and we'd probably like to have a couple of third downs back where we had them off schedule and they executed. But I really thought as a unit, that unit played really hard, and we're down some guys right now. Obviously missing John Wessel. We're playing a couple of guys that haven't played a lot of football for us, and in there at linebacker, and thought our front, battled a really good offensive line, if not, certainly one of the best offensive lines in the conference, and our defensive front battled them, and held their own, and that's what we had to do today to get them off the field and give our offense a chance to move the football.
Shamar Jackson's big day, was that just a matter of, like Chris said, it was the right matchups, he was in the right spot?
Well, with what they do coverage-wise, they bracket a lot of receivers, and then sometimes, you'll get man-to-man. So, your inside receivers have got to be guys that can get open and create some space based on what they do coverage-wise. We actually caught him in a blitz on the long touchdown pass where he was actually supposed to run a different route and just sight adjusted the route when the pressure came, and Chris made the same read and turned that into a 70-yard touchdown play. He's a great young man. I really like him. He's one of those guys that never says anything, just practices really hard, does everything the right way, and has become, in his own way, a leader on our football team.
Nice to see your, heretofore unproven kicker come through like that.
Yeah. It's something we work every day. If you guys have been to practice, you see it. It's the last thing we do in practice every day. We do field goal for the game, and we surround the kicker with everybody in our program, and literally anything is allowed except for being in his road. And they put as much pressure on him as possible. And, we got the ball in a good spot there. We knew where he wanted it. It was well within his range, and he stepped up there and confidently kicked it between the uprights. And I think that's was kind of the way the game went. We needed guys to step up and do what they were supposed to do, and obviously you hope your kicker's going to make that kind of field goal.
The wins just keep getting bigger and bigger, but this one has to rank up there pretty high.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really proud of our guys. And I'll be the first to admit that crowd helped us. It's hard not to feel the energy that the Dome has when it's full like that, and we got people supporting us, making it tough on them in third down, and I told a couple of other elements of the media, let's do it again next week. Let's fill the place up, because the only thing that winning this one did is it just makes the one next week that much bigger.
Nice to see your team handle this whole situation. They got a nice ranking that they're not used to having, being number 6, certainly playing a team. Number 3, crowd, kind of a focus on this game to be able to get through it.
When you have a relatively young team, a couple things are important. You got to have great leadership, and we're getting that, out of those handful of upper-class guys. I mean, you had a bunch of them right here today. Guys like Danny Rambo and obviously Chris on the offensive side, and I mentioned Shamar a little bit already. We're getting great leadership for those guys, and the other thing is, I give credit for our staff. One of the things we're trying to do is build confidence, and from a program standpoint, to be able to to play with and beat the best teams in the country, and our guys are playing with that kind of sense of belief and confidence right now, and I think that showed up today as well.